Welcome back in, focusing on missions that preserve and uplift the cultural, political, and economic and social conditions in the East Bay. That's what the nonprofit West Oakland Cultural Action Network aims to do with education community events. Joining us to tell us all about them are the founders, David Peters and Jacqueline Peters. Thanks for joining us here at Live in the Bay.
Thanks for having us, Jessica. Definitely appreciate the opportunity to be here today.
Yes, and you guys are doing some incredible work. So give me a little bit on the background of your organization.
No, absolutely. I'm a third-generation resident of West Oakland. I live next door to the house that I was born in and property that my grandfather acquired in 1955. So really deep roots in the Hoover Foster neighborhood. It's very important that we continue to honor the people who have lived there and built so much culture there.
Yes, and so how are you guys doing that? What exactly are you doing?
Well, and so I was inspired to create the Black Liberation Walking Tour, which is a cultural asset map of the neighborhood that we live in now and that I was born into. And that is a way to build community, because we certainly believe community building new connections with the people who live in our neighborhoods is very important to healthy communities.
Yeah, and Jacqueline, I want to dive a little bit deeper into this tour and just kind of, what it is and what it involves. So tell me, maybe about one of the stops on the tour and who we're going to learn about on it.
Okay, but first of all, the tour is more than just history. It's culture, it's living experiences of people who lived in the neighborhood. So one of the tour stops is the home of Annette Miller, community activist whose home was almost repossessed by Deutsche Bank. She fought them off, and it's just a testament to the resilience of West Oakland, because Oakland is always known as resilience, resistance, and the start of a lot of initiatives that have gone across the world. And we've been so fortunate that on the last 3-4 stops, Ms. Miller was kind enough to come out and talk to participants. So it's not just we're seeing something online, but we actually are able to speak to, people who are a part of the tour.
Yes, and why was it so important for you guys to create this tour, to give to the community, to learn about all of this and understand it?
And so that's a really good question. I can think of multiple influences. Most importantly, this wasn't something that I think that I came up with. It was something that needed to come out. And I got really passionate about the project and just started talking to everybody. I mean, in certain ways, this is an homage to my grandparents who came out during the Great Migration when Oakland was only 8,000 black people and 3% black in 1940. And were part of that huge wave of black southern rural migrants that really created the culture that Oakland is known for worldwide. Jackie and I we had an intergenerational group in our living room for an event one day. And my mom and some of her friends just started telling stories about the neighborhood. And it was like that old commercial. Everybody was like, and I was like, yeah, I was like, there's a need for this, there's a desire to hear more about this history. And there's certainly, I felt an obligation to help preserve and record these oral histories by folks who weren't going to be with us forever.
Yeah, it really is so cool when you sit down with somebody from the older generation, be it aunts, grandpas, grandparents, anyone that will just, take the time to talk with you and hear a little bit of things that they went through. And just, it's so warming, heartwarming to hear their stories. And you're right, so important. Jacqueline, I want to talk a little bit more about the tour. What are the dates coming up that people should be, marking in their calendar to be able to participate?
The next, thank you for asking. The next tour date is this Saturday, September 6th, and this is the first public tour we've had this year. So we're looking forward to having a wide range of people come on the tour. But also, I just want to mention, David leads the tour. Just no script or anything. He speaks from his lived experience, and as you said, the passion, and so there's stories that he tells along the way. The breakfast program, which was started by the Black Panther, is the first stop, and he can remember when he was going to school and the breakfast program started. So, a beneficiary of the breakfast program. And so as we walk with people, they're able to not only hear about the history, but live, just to see in our neighborhood how many important black figures lived in our neighborhood. Seal Dellums, Delilah Beasley, people who a lot of, younger generation are not aware of. So we bring these stories and they come to life as we walk along the tour.
Yeah, very, very cool. And David, I want to make sure that we touch on this really quickly because you guys are doing some other important work. Tell me about the other work that you're doing.
WOCAN is involved in the Oakland Allied Knowledge for Climate Justice. We're doing community engagement for a $500 million clean port initiative to help improve air quality in West Oakland. Childhood asthma rates in West Oakland are the highest in California. Life expectancy at birth is 15 years lesser than in the Oakland Hills. A lot of this is due to environmental pollution and particulate matter. So we're working with the port. We're working with a couple of other environmental justice initiatives because we believe in healthy communities as a foundation for equity.
Incredible. For anyone that's listening and wants more information or to get involved somehow with you guys, how can they do that?
You can find us on socials at thewocan.org. Our website is blwt.org. We'll have one more public Black Liberation walking tour the first Saturday in October. And then we do lots of private tours for schools, corporations, nonprofits, and other entities that want to come out and bring their people out to experience a true taste of Oakland culture.
Okay, well, wonderful. Thank you guys so much for being here today and sharing all about what you're doing.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Woo!